Hello, and welcome to Shamrock Talk, the internet's #1 mother-son Celtics podcast. I'm your host, Jake Olin, once again here with my mother, Karen Olin.
Hello, here in Maine.
Here in Maine. I'm in Buenos Aires, Argentina.
Woo-hoo.
And we're recording this off the highs of a Game 2 win. We're finally back. Sorry for the hiatus. I didn't have Wi-Fi, moving apartments, so couldn't record after for a few weeks, but we're back and better than ever. Where to start?
Game one.
So, do we want to start with game one? I'm feeling
Yes.
I'm still right. That's fine. I'm riding the wave from game two now.
Yeah, we'll just
they've both been so
briefly do
good.
game one.
Yeah. We'll get into it. I can't even remember game one. You start. What do you got?
No, I barely took. It was a nail biter. I
the
barely
whole
took
time.
any notes, and I'm a kind of note taker, and my heart, basket for basket, extremely close. It was so exciting. I don't think we played our best. I think our defense was phenomenal, and my high was Jason Tatum's defense. Along with tonight, we'll talk about that later, but
Yeah,
I think he suddenly has come out
unbelievable
as such a good defender, and he always has been, but I think that in the last couple of games we've seen it a lot more. I just think it was incredible, and I think that last play of the game is how they should be playing the entire game. The passing,
sure.
He's so athletic. Why are we not feeding him in the lane, in the basket, and having more plays like that? Jaylen Brown passing to Jason Tatum. It should just happen all the time.
Yeah, so, I agree.
That's my 2 cents.
I said I tweeted after the game, 2021 Jason Tatum does not cut to the basket on that play. And you end up with a worse shot. But not 2022 Jason Tatum. They're praising Jaylen Brown for passing at the beginning of the game, praising Marcus Smart, but Tatum made the perfect cut, backdoor, 100%. Right where he needed to be.
100%.
Fun to the basket.
It would have been an ISO play up front with somebody against.
I mean, Smart just would have taken the shot. He was sort of.
It was
like
unbelievable.
A runner or something.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
And we could talk about the whole Kyrie and the finger and the $50,000 fine.
The swears.
It was so funny watching the crowd behind him yell.
Laughing,
I feel bad for him. Like how close they are right now. Like in this day and age, they are on the court. They are right behind you, and drunk fans are not saying like they are belligerent.
You hope
terrible.
You hope no one crosses the line.
They are. So my heart goes out to him in some ways, because they are literally, you watch him, they are feet behind him, like so close at him, constantly. So I don't know.
I think it's a bummer he got fined, to be honest. So I think if the fans don't cross the line, which again probably will, but if they don't and he wants to give the finger, it's fun. It's just fun. I like the whole thing. Yeah. Why can't we just enjoy a good? We don't like you. You don't like us. I don't blame them. That's how it's gonna be.
I don't blame them. I don't have a heartfelt. I mean, there's a animosity there in general.
He quit on us.
Yeah. Like why couldn't you have played this way for us? Hello.
Yeah.
Not tonight, but the first night.
Game one, he was spectacular.
First night.
Game one. Yeah. We'll get to tonight, but game one, he was spectacular. Couldn't miss from three.
No, he was
and again, we'll get to
shots. Our defense was great. I thought we played phenomenal for the most part defense. That goes back to my Tatum defense. The only defense Tatum didn't play well in that is at the net. Dude doesn't want to get hurt. I've never seen so many step asides. Step aside. Someone goes to the
he doesn't want to get dunked on. He doesn't want the
step
post.
Aside. Yeah. So that is my one complaint. Outside.
My low is Derek White. Whew, what happened to him? Offensively and defensively, just a mess. I mean, and two Tice. Oh my! If in game one, if Tice sank on one more screen, I was going to lose my mind.
Yeah.
Everyone else pushed up, switched on the screen.
Yeah, I do. I agree with that. I think offensively, he was pretty good in game one.
Yeah. He's always in the right place offensively.
Defensively, yeah, to try and figure out, I'm not sure what
he's the only one that can't figure out you have to press high on the screen because Kyrie and Durant are just too good shooters. Like, you can't sink. And every time even tonight on Durant's last, he had the three. It was pretty open that he missed. Kind of their last ditch effort. It was really their last chance to get back in the game, and it was an open three, and he missed it. But because Tice sank, and I was like how many Robert Williams can't come back soon enough. He's been so frustrating defensively for me. And then we got killed. I mean, okay, we'll focus on game one, but we got killed on the boards tonight.
So before we get to tonight, two things that I just got to throw this out there. So because we have now certain, I don't know if it's called DVR or whatever it is, you watch the Celtic game, it gets taped. I guess in a long time, I haven't watched the halftime report. And so recently I always tape the Celtics, or I always record the Celtics. Yeah. The other night I wanted to watch Sixers, and I also wanted to watch the Bucks. And I wanted to watch, so I said, I'm going to watch the TNT halftime report. There is no halftime report. It is all commercials, less than 2 minutes of report. Like, it's the craziest thing I think I've ever seen. So tonight I watched the halftime, no report. There is no halftime report. There is no commentary. There is no anything. It's all commercials. It just cracked me up. So I don't know where I've been, but it was just kind of a shocker to me. I just have to say, because I kind of like how I focus on the Celtics once in a while. I pick up other stats, but I love to hear other people's commentary on other. There was no halftime report. There was no nothing. Like it, just very interesting. Those people make how much money for 2 minutes? 2 minutes.
Well, they do the pregame and stuff too. It's not like they do, and they do every game. They do the between. Now the Bucks just started, so they do the between the Celtics and the Bucks. They do they do it all.
2 minutes. 2 minutes.
But yeah, it is quick. It's and usually they talk about the game maybe half the time.
Yes. What? Oh yeah. Other than that, it was exactly making fun of each other, funny.
Yeah, which I like. They're good.
So I think we got a 30-second kind of commentary on the game. I don't know. It's just very interesting. And my second thing was I have been listening to Felger and Maz. Yeah.
Maz are out. Yeah. Felger and Maz. That's what I think.
First of all, annoying. The whole thing.
Oh, they're classic. I like Felger and Maz. Yeah. I'm the only one.
Yeah. So part of it is pretty good, but the rest of it is, I mean, today they had phone calls.
The phone calls are terrible. That's just like
was very interesting. First time I've listened to it, and but they downplayed, I thought, a couple of things. One, the Nets bench. They said our bench was deeper than the Nets bench. What are they talking about? Like, I disagree.
Yeah, I would disagree too.
They downplayed it. Is Dragic gonna have a game like he did the first time? I don't know about you guys, but every time we play Dragic, he's pretty good.
People on Twitter are talking about this. He's a Celtics killer. He's one of these players he only plays against the Celtics. Like, these are guys that
should be watching Celtics games all the time.
Yeah.
And they don't know about Dragic. He always plays well against us. Like, that's
but again,
and
sometimes you don't expect.
The other one who came in for Drummond.
Claxton.
They were
Claxton's
kind of
really
downplaying him. I love Claxton. I think they're so much better when they play Claxton than they are Drummond. Like, I think
Drummond was really good tonight. I don't know.
Yes, he was good tonight. First game, not as good. I agree. But offensively, I think Claxton is way better than Drummond.
He's a much better rim runner.
Yeah.
Drummond can make like the one-on-one plays. He can score if he's one-on-one, but he's not gonna. Yeah, he doesn't play as a team as well.
And the last thing I'll say about the report, so they're reporting right outside the Garden. The Hurricanes game today with the Bruins, and the Celtics are playing tonight. They could not have said one good thing about the Celtics. Not one.
Yeah, they're always negative. That's
the whole thing was negative.
the sky is always falling.
Garden,
yeah,
and you can't say anything good about the Celtics. What?
Like, the sky is always falling with them. Yeah, you come for you have to. Yeah, you have to come there for the pessimisticity is that a word? I don't know.
Yeah,
you have to. That's what you expect from them. You have to.
Which is first. You are negatives in there, but come on, like you're in the Garden and there's no positive about the whole game. Like, it was just So anyway, very interesting. So I just had to throw that out there. So you can start tonight's game.
Well, transfer to tonight again. It's like I'm like a big ball of emotions. Like I can't think about the game just went by so fast. But I mean, again, what else? To your point in game one, I love that Tatum is guarding Durant like most of the game and doing
such a good defender.
It's when he's like on the perimeter and plays like incredible. And it's changed. Like I've been begging for him to guard like the opposite team's best player, and I haven't done it.
100%.
It's like Ime had a talk with him or something, said you're going to be on Durant all night 100%. And you got to man up and take the assignment, and he's just taking it in stride. And I mean, Durant obviously took 20 free throws tonight. But he had 18 points off free throws. It was he still had 27 somehow.
What good D is that though? That's good D.
Yeah.
Right, I mean, because you figure
he gets some ticky-tack calls.
30% of those could have been no calls.
Exactly. But it was the same our way. The refs. But I agree. No, I mean, like incredible D on both him and Kyrie. Kyrie was just non-existent.
I thought the Celtics D was unbelievable tonight. I thought they did a fantastic job. Last two games, I think they have done intensity. They've moved well. I thought they've been phenomenal.
Kyrie's so odd because, like, when he doesn't play well, you don't notice he's having an off game. He just disappears. Like he's just non-existent. It's bizarre.
So I don't have the box score. How many shots did he even shoot tonight? I don't think
13.
Many. Yeah.
4 for 13.
Yeah. And how many minutes
only had 17.
How many minutes did he play?
40.
And he only shot 13.
13 times.
You totally. Do you have the box score for last game?
Yeah. Yes. Last game he was 12 for 20. Durant shot 24 shots. They both shot more. I mean, on our end, I mean, Tatum and Brown in the first half just couldn't have been worse.
Yeah.
I mean, it couldn't have been worse.
Quarter one. Let's just say that. So for me, quarter one has always been my favorite quarter because I think for some reason we move the ball well. We always pass well. Statement. Doesn't mean
first quarter's your favorite quarter.
It is. It is because I think there's not a lot of pressure on the Stars to score and to get all their points.
Yeah.
And so they pass and it's a little freer, I don't know, in regular game. Tonight, it seemed like there was, even last game, I thought it was a little bit better. Tonight, there seemed to be a different directive. I think Jalen and Jason Tatum were much more ISO than they were in the first quarter. All the other games.
I agree. It was like,
I don't understand.
It was like we reverted back to 2021.
I agree. And so I wonder if that's like a coach directive. Let's hit him hard. Let's try and, I don't know what it was. But it was a very different first quarter than I think that I've seen in the last at least few months or whatever. I was like, why are we doing that? So it's just very interesting. Too much ISO. Quarter two, better ball movement, right? And then my high for the game, Grant Williams and Al Horford. Coming off the bench.
Al 2 straight games has been spectacular.
I think this year, but yes.
Yeah, but I wouldn't even say this year. I'd say, again, 2022 has really come on. And when we started picking up, he's picked up as well. But I mean, really, really good, especially with the absence of Robert Williams, needing him to step up, I think.
And he seems so young, like he does not play his age.
Yes.
He does not. He
I
plays
think 2 days rest also helps. We have another
Yes.
2 days rest between these
Yeah.
games. That's huge,
Agreed.
especially for
Agreed.
him.
Yeah.
He wasn't playing a lot of back-to-backs. He like that. I mean, I think that benefits him and us in general.
Yes, 100%. But I just think, and that goes without saying, of course, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum are our strongest players. I think that when I bring up these players, it's a surprise, it's an extra, it's, but I think they pushed us over the edge. I think Grant Williams kept us in the game for a little while.
Yeah, those couple of threes he hit were huge.
And his rebounding and his fighting.
I mean, his
his
effort's always there. I love him.
I just think he pushed us beyond. So say Kyrie and Durant are matching up with Brown and Tatum. Who pushes you to the next? So those knock each other out. I think Grant Williams kind of took us to that next level.
They just kept us in it because Bruce
100%.
Brown and Goran Dragic almost took us out of the game.
I agree.
Themselves.
I agree.
They killed us.
I mean, and the Nets figured it out, right? They figured it out. We're going to cover these guys who were going to get the shots. And first quarter, they knew who we were covering.
Yep.
And
Bruce Brown. I love Bruce Brown too. He's really good.
He is really
great role player. I mean, not the best starter, but if he's your sixth guy, he's good.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I think they're very good.
Yeah.
First quarter, I was like, this is the team I didn't want to play.
Yeah. It's like a nightmare.
It was like, no. So yay.
I can't believe we won this game. I still can't believe we won. No, imagine we did.
So then Q3 favorite, I said Grant and Al were my MVPs.
Mm-hmm. Horford was good then too.
Yeah.
Jaylen Brown should never bring the ball up.
We call him Bumbles. Dad and I call him Bumbles.
I know you said that multiple times. Jaylen Bumbles.
He got a foul called on him and he tripped over his own feet.
That wasn't the foul call wasn't on him. It was away from the ball and he fell as it happened.
That was what it was. You're right. Yeah, I was like,
it was basically a turnover and then the foul was away from the play. Yeah.
It's like, what is going on here? Why does he bring the ball up ever?
Never should he be. And then he tries to ISO on Durant in the corner and just dribbles right off his foot.
Yes. Bumbles. And he's a great player.
Of course. He just shouldn't bring the ball up. Shouldn't bring the ball up.
Yeah.
Period.
So if I am them working the next few days in practice, passing and playing off the pass. Can you imagine? Think of the last play that we had in the first game with Jason Tatum, who is long and strong. And if we can figure out how to feed him on the move, oh my God, we would be such a good team. Like, why can't we figure that out? It just it blows my mind. So that is my so let's see. Q4. PP.
Pritch.
Peyton Pritchard.
He really changed the game. They basically so one of the announcers said earlier in the game that Ime said that the game plan was that Pritchard was going to play when Kyrie was out. And the thinking there, obviously, I would assume, is they're worried about a switch defensively. They don't want him out there. His
defense is so good.
Yeah, but that was their thinking.
Yeah.
But then what I think happened is they realized that his offense was that he brought kind of as they're going to double Tatum and Brown and stuff that he can bring was more valuable. So at the end, they basically gave him Derek White's minutes. That's what happened. They said, we're going to ride with Pritchard instead of Derek White because again, I harped on this earlier, but Derek White, what is going on with him?
100%. I think he has the
runs around and does nothing
to go inside, but then doesn't finish. And then, but
even defensively, he's like,
I agree. But
he got that terrible foul called on him with Durant, where he basically just stood there. That was terrible, like the second quarter or something. But
I think it's because he had two hands.
I don't know what's up with him.
He put two hands on him instead of one or something. Like,
yeah, not nothing
but
crazy to harp on, but he looks lost. And they switched.
Why we don't use Peyton Pritchard, even in the last game, he shot 1 for 1. Why you can't figure out how to use him for a few minutes offensively is just beyond me, because like I said, he was one of the only ones that came in even last game, was 1 for 1, and he's running around and you don't feed him again. Like, what? Tonight a few times wide open and you don't feed him. Like, give him
I think going forward, that's like he'll be playing more minutes. I'd be shocked if.
Well, even as a point guard, he protects the ball, he passes well, he moves well, he gets back well, he rebounds well. Granted, challenged height wise and all that. So I get never gonna see, that many minutes, but why aren't you using him more? So, and can feed Brown, can feed Tatum. If he's shooting well, they come and take him, and then you know what I mean? Like, so it's a little shocking.
I mean, we took the lead with him in the game. Like, he really
100%. Yep.
Changed.
He had to be a big plus tonight, right? What was his plus?
Yeah, he's plus 15.
Yeah.
Team high.
Yes. 100%.
I mean, a little bit of that's garbage time at the end there, but
still
here the two kind of wide open layups were.
Yes. Well, no. Well, one was a kind of
one was tougher. Yeah.
But I do think that there is something to be said for him being a point guard and to be able to run an offense and having Brown and Tatum cut and him passing. And if he's shooting well, they have to defend him, right? So I don't know. I just think I wish they would use him a little better going on.
I agree.
But anyway, what a game. And
two games. Just
Marcus Smart, defensive player of the year. Woo!
Deep boy.
That is the best clip. Have you seen the clip where, can't remember his name, the last guard to be defensive player of the year?
Gary Payton?
Yeah.
No, I've heard of it, but again, I didn't have Wi-Fi. I basically don't have data on my phone because it doesn't work here well. So I've been like off the grid for a few days. So I got the news, but that's about it.
Yeah, very exciting. So I'm happy for him because that dude gives his body.
Yeah. Love Marcus.
Yeah.
And that shot he hit at the end there, unbelievable. The left hand.
Oh yeah,
unbelievable.
Awesome. Oh my God, that was the best shot when he and Brown were looking at the hand. So he starts looking at the left hand like it's magical, and then Brown runs over,
comes and
they're both looking at the left hand. That was hilarious. That was so good. It was so good. Yeah. So hey, we're on the high now. 2-0. So
I'm losing years off my life in this series.
Oh. The first game, I could not take any notes, which is strange for me. I couldn't even function. I was like,
I know. I post on Instagram. I stressed a whole big chocolate egg. I think it was Easter.
So tonight wasn't, I don't think, as stressful as the last game. The last game was almost basket for basket.
I agree.
Basket for basket. Basket for basket. It was crazy. And we haven't had that many games that are basket for basket.
No.
It's either we lead, they lead, we catch up.
And we haven't had many games that we win. We've had no games that we win that are basket to basket.
Yeah, that was basket to basket. That was a heart-wrenching. Yeah, you were in it. So that last shot, my God, the high was incredible. Yeah.
I couldn't believe it was real. I was like, we lost. Like, there's no way that just happened.
And they passed so easily like that, like it was a play that was planned. And so here's me screaming, call a timeout.
Yeah, me too. Exactly. I'm screaming, timeout.
The whole time, like, oh, that was pretty.
I know.
Oh my God.
I was doing the same thing, yelling at the TV. Timeout.
You're trusting us again? Call a timeout. Yeah. So that was a good ending.
Unbelievable.
But anyway, so exciting. So I think at this point, watching
Brooklyn.
everything, what do you project? What's your? I think they take one at home. That's mine. I think they take one.
I'm not counting them out by any means.
Oh, no. I think if shooting gets going, but I think because it is a rougher game and they're calling less fouls, I think that plays in our, right?
Until the second half, as kind of the announcers were pointing to, they got tighter. And like the third quarter, they just called everything. They're like, all right, we're just going to start calling everything now. The Nets were in the bonus with like 8 minutes left.
In previous years, they have called a lot more than they have been calling. I mean, I think
it's been physical for sure.
Yeah, much more physical games. So I think that plays in our favor.
I'd say, of course. Yeah.
Kyrie, and so that was me in the first game. We can't go basket for basket with them, right? We can't.
No.
In the end, you got Kyrie, who was awesome, but you got Kevin Durant. We are never. So that was me. We cannot play these people even because we're gonna lose.
Mm-hmm.
So pleasant surprise.
Yep. Back to Brooklyn Saturday.
So I predict that we are 1-2. What you think?
What do you mean 1-2?
In Brooklyn. We win one. I'm sorry, 1-1. We win one, we lose one. Yeah. 1 out of 2. We win.
So what's your series prediction at this point? Close it out at home?
I think 5. 5 games.
5
Maybe
games?
they win 2, maybe 4. I don't know. I think the next game is going to be the predictor. If we can win the next game, like
it's all over. Yeah. No one's ever come back 3-0.
If they win the next game, gives them a little momentum. They're home, so I think it's going to be a little longer. So I don't know. And I
have no idea. I'll say we split too. I mean,
Brown, I think they have a lot of players.
Yeah, I mean, they're no slouches. They've led for most of this series.
Agreed. Yeah.
So which is so shocking to say. If you told me we would lead for less of the 2 games and win both, what Celtics team is this?
100%.
We never come back and win games.
Well, this is the team that came out with intensity, right? And I said that before. There are times when they come out against the Suns or the Heat, and they have this intensity that is just like great defense, and they're working. And the Sixers, they know who they're playing, and they just work so hard.
Yeah.
And I think that's who you're seeing. Whereas in other games, there are times when they think it's going to be an easy game, and they just don't have the intensity. So I think, their defense. Yeah. Watch them.
But even just closing out close games, like this has not been the norm, especially going back to early this year. It's like, winning close games that we've been losing most of the time. It's like, nah.
They got to be.
If we can steal one, if we can take one in Brooklyn, I'm feeling pretty good.
Yeah, agreed. I think if we could do
good.
one, we'd be, and then win one at home. We're done. So
we're done. Simple as that.
Cross the fingers, because the
first
first
quarter way to go.
I thought, we're going to be
way to go.
I said, first quarter, I thought we were going to be humiliated. I was like, oh no. There was a point there. I was like,
9-0 to start. All Bruce Brown. What is happening?
Yeah. And the ISO and it was not pretty. So, hey, we figured it out. They did it. Super. And
we got the defensive player of the year.
Yeah.
What are they gonna do?
Their defense, I will say, has been phenomenal. Really. Shutting down Kyrie at times, and the blocks, and even Tice had a steal from Kevin Durant. So it's been great.
Man, if we had Robert Williams.
Oh, can you imagine? Man. So I think he's supposed to come back this week. You think he will? No.
I don't know.
So my thought.
What if Ben Simmons plays too? There's rumors.
They're saying by game 4. So there's another
classic.
So they're saying
I don't
that
think Come on.
I don't think if we win the next game, I don't think they'll push Robert Williams unless we need him. I don't think they'll push him.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know.
I think they'll save him.
He'd be a good nail on the coffin, though.
Oh,
a sweep. Robert Williams goes back, or he sweep him. I'd lose my mind.
Yeah. So We'll see.
All right. I got nothing else.
Nope, I got nothing else. We're winners.
I think we should record after every game. I think there'll be enough to talk about. So
wait, what was it? Wasn't Joe betting on the Nets?
Yeah, I mean he was betting against basically everyone but the Celtics. So we'll get him back on to
talk about the Nets.
Show himself
what happened?
once we yeah.
All
well,
right.
That was Shamrock Talk. You can find us on all platforms as usual, worldwide, YouTube, Twitter at Shamrock Talk Pod, Instagram at Shamrock Talk, Facebook, Shamrock Talk. And we'll see you Saturday probably.
Yep. I'll be here.
God.
So exciting. Go Celtics.
So stressful.
Unlike
Too stressful.
Felger and Maz, we are pro Celtics. It was so funny listening to them. I'm like, you're in the Garden. I haven't heard you say one good thing about them. Funny stuff.
Yeah. They're not the number one Mother Son Celtics podcast.
Nope,
on the
they
internet.
aren't.
Just some 98.5 chumps.
Being paid lots of money. But that's okay. We're not in it for the money.
Yeah. Because there's none. There's no option for money. All right.
All right.
Good
Signing
night.
off. Good night.